6 years ago, I was so addicted to alcohol that I could drink an entire box of wine, that Franzia wine, in one night by myself. And then in the morning, I had to wake up and take 4 shots of whiskey just to right my nervous system and calm the shimmy shakes, the nausea, the cold sweats. And by lunch, I'd be so miserable that I would have to sneak to my car and do it again. I've been very hesitant to post this video, but I think it's so important because it has helped me, so I'm gonna share it anyway. So I'm shifting gears to share a really personal journey with you that goes beyond my typical self-care beauty content. It's a journey of self-empowerment and overcoming addiction. So for those of you who may not know, I've been sober for 6 years. And with these techniques that I'm going to share, I have helped to brainwash myself to be sober for good. So before we begin, I do acknowledge that this content may not resonate with everyone, and that's okay. But for those who are seeking support and guidance on their journey to recovery, I am here for you, and this is the content for you. So we're going to be exploring powerful techniques to help you break free from the chains of addiction. So with that, let's dive in and explore how I was able to brainwash myself to success and become sober permanently, and how you can too. So your entire life you've been programmed by society. Look at the movies you watch, the social media you consume, the TV, the news. It's all brainwashing you into thinking that alcohol and drugs is just a part of daily life. I guarantee if you turned on a movie right now, you would see some sort of alcohol or drugs in some fashion. And if you think about it, since you were a kid, you have been seeing these brainwashing messages everywhere. So step one. This is the secret. You have the power to brainwash yourself. If you don't program your mind, the world is going to program it for you. It probably already has. Maybe like me, it's been passed down to you. Maybe you grew up with alcoholics like I did. I never once saw healthy coping mechanisms from my parents. They quite frankly were just emotionally unavailable to us. So I didn't learn healthy behaviors and how to cope. So that's the secret. You have to reprogram yourself. But how do you do that? So if you think about it, most people envision the life they want, the nice house, the car, the vacation, the clothes. But what about creating an anti-vision of your life? And I don't want this mentality. So tap into your negative visualization. How do you want your life to not look? So I guarantee that the negative pain is far stronger motivation than any positive visualization that you can do. It's actually scientifically proven that negative will always outweigh positive. So if you want to be successful in quitting, try this anti-visualization technique. The I will do anything to escape that approach. So 6 years ago, I was so addicted to alcohol that I could drink an entire box of wine, that Franzia wine, in one night by myself. And then in the morning, I had to wake up and take 4 shots of whiskey just to right my nervous system and calm the shimmy shakes, the nausea, the cold sweats. And by lunch, I'd be so miserable that I would have to sneak to my car and do it again. There was always a pint of vodka in my center console. I never went home straight after work. I had to go to the liquor store for another nightly binge. And what I did was I envisioned many more years of feeling like that, acting like that, behaving like that. Was that really what I wanted my life to look like? Is that really how I wanted to live? Letting alcohol and perceived trauma consume me until I died of cirrhosis? Is that the behavior that I wanted my kids to learn? So in that moment, I was able to reprogram myself to success and never want another drop of alcohol again. And I'm not saying quit cold turkey, because alcohol withdrawal can kill you. You are going to need help quitting alcohol. I cannot stress this enough. If you are at the point where you have the shimmy shakes, the cold sweats, the nausea, and the only thing that relieves those is more alcohol, you cannot safely withdraw from alcohol on your own. It can lead to seizures, it can lead to death. So I strongly urge you to seek treatment. It doesn't have to be AA. Yes, AA can be helpful. I enjoyed going to AA and listening to other people's stories, but I was not a sharer. So for me, to be online right now sharing my story, it means that I want the best for you. I want to help you as well. So what I did is I went to the doctor for a completely separate reason, but I let him know what my situation was, and I let him know my symptoms, my alcohol abuse, and I asked him for help. And he wrote me a prescription for lorazepam, which helps to calm the central nervous system, and helps to like curb like your body's reaction to want to have seizures and all of the bad things that go along with alcohol withdrawal. So just be honest with your doctor. And Dr. Michael Nielsen, I want to thank you because you saved my life. So that's my story, and this is the opportunity that you can take right now to scare yourself straight. What is going to happen to your life if nothing changes? So start there to start brainwashing yourself for success and quitting. Now this next step is super easy, but first, your brain is so easily programmed with negative stimuli. It's easier to be negative than it is positive. If you have ever tried to change your mind to be a more positive person versus negative, you know how freaking hard it is. And that's just the way the brain works. It's called negativity bias. The definition says to learn from and use negative information far more than positive information. So all of our brains are wired exactly the same, and it takes work to become positive. Like, look at examples of your life. Like, look at your daily life. Do you ever think about all the things that went right? Or do you get hyper focused on that one thing that went wrong? Oh, I had one bad stressful moment at work, so I better ruin my sobriety and drink 12 shots of vodka tonight to deal with one bad moment that I had. The easiest way to program yourself for the life you want is to remove negative inputs from your life. But you have to understand that the brain is always going to be looking for ways things will go wrong. So the second step in this journey is purging negativity. So with this step, you're going to look at what you consume. Social media is filled with negativity. It's the content that does so well. And creators know this. Brands know this. The news knows this. I can think about one makeup influencer that does her concealer so white that she looks like a raccoon because she knows that other women are gonna have some negative shit to say about it. And that has blown up her account because the algorithms, they see all these comments of people talking bad. The algorithm doesn't care if it's negative or positive, sees lots of comments, it pushes it out there and people grow. But is that the negativity that you want in your life? So you have to brainwash yourself for success. It's like if you're going on a diet, you're gonna remove all of the bad food from your pantry and your cupboards and your fridge so that you're not gonna be tempted by it. And you should do the same with the things that you consume, whether it be the news, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever it is. And if you are going to operate in that same vibration, and if you're going to look at things in that vibration, that is the vibration that the universe is going to give back to you. It's going to give back more doom and gloom, and you're going to feel how negative the world is, and it's going to bring you down. And if you haven't mastered step one, it could make you want to slip up. So just purge it. So that's how you clear the negativity out, but how do you feed yourself the positive? This next step is a bit harder. Some people say to keep a gratitude log, and I've tried to do that, but it just feels so forced. It just feels like you're putting words on paper. And don't get me wrong, I am so grateful for my life and what I've accomplished. But unless you can feel that in your heart, it doesn't really mean anything to write words on paper. So step 3 is your wins. So instead of focusing on what you're grateful for, you could focus on your wins, your daily wins. So like something like, I'm 48 days sober. These can be big, these can be small. I went to the gym today. I was able to take 3 deep breaths in that stressful situation and not feel the desire for a drink or a hit. It doesn't matter. So there's a couple ways that you can stay focused on your wins. You could write down your wins every single day. Use whatever works for you. I like to use a notes app on my phone, but you could use a notebook, paper, Trello, whatever you want to use. Just focus on 3 wins from yesterday or today. Like, say something like, I was on my way home and I passed 7-Eleven and I thought about stopping for a case of beer, but I didn't. Instead, I drove to the gym and I didn't want to go to the gym, but I did it anyway. Those are wins. That's 2 wins. You didn't stop for alcohol and you went to the gym. There's another way. There's collecting wins. So when I first started YouTube, I was terrible at it. And I'm not saying that I'm good at it now, but I was really terrible at it. I was so close up recording I was using my phone to film. I wasn't even looking into the camera lens. I was like looking off to the side because you're looking at yourself and your screen. It's the worst way to start YouTube, by the way. Just get yourself a dedicated camera. But I was so bad because it felt so fake. It felt so forced. But they say fake it until you make it. And yeah, it feels really unnatural, and it's gonna be the same for you. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Like whatever it is that your heart desired. And the more wins that you collect is the more evidence that you are now that person. The more I do it, the more it reinforces the identity that I am a YouTuber. And I'm also sober. So anytime you feel fake in a situation, flip it and think about what are the wins in this situation. And step 4. What you think about, you bring about. The law of attraction is not some magical energy bringing you good fortune because you asked the universe to. I wish it worked like that. It's the psychology of your mindset and what you are willing to do. So take some action. Put yourself out there. Make the effort necessary to become the person that you want to be. What do you need to do that? Take action towards that. Like, I can't sit here on the couch not putting myself out there if I want to be a successful YouTuber and help other women with their skincare, help women in recovery, just help women feel better about their life. Thinking about it is never gonna make it happen in my world. So what is it that you dream about becoming? What are your goals for this life, this big life? Take action towards that. Brainwash yourself through your actions. You don't have to have everything planned out for it to work. That's not how it works. This is where you are going to get massive self-confidence, is from proving to yourself that you love taking action. So stop sitting on the sidelines and overthinking it and telling yourself you don't have time, or thinking about everything that could go wrong or what you don't know, and solving imaginary problems in your head. Get all of those things out of the way. And out of all of these tips, if you can brainwash yourself into having one belief, it's that taking action makes you come alive. It's going to give your life purpose. And purpose in life brings you joy. So to recap, you know, to brainwash yourself, you need to create an anti-vision. And I don't want this for my future. You're going to then remove negative inputs. So you're going to remove those subconscious inputs that you may not even be aware of. You're going to keep a win log. And the most important, you are going to take action. These are what helped me to finally get to the point where I never want to drink again. I am sober for the rest of my life, and I love life being sober. I'm not miserable. I'm not sick. I look forward to the next day. I have a better relationship with my children. I have met the love of my life. Like, all good things come to you when you can stop abusing yourself and feeling sorry for yourself. So if you like this video, be sure to like it so that YouTube will recommend it to more people, get it to the audience it needs to get to. And if you're looking for ways to improve your skin so you feel as good on the outside, make sure to watch this affordable skincare basics video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.